Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to wake up. It's time to stop being the nice girl who puts everyone else before herself. The one who always says yes when she wants to say no. The one who bends over backward to make others comfortable while shrinking herself in the process. Let me tell you something. Being nice doesn't mean being weak. And standing up for yourself doesn't make you rude. But for too long, you've been told to be quiet, to be agreeable, to be pleasing. And where has that gotten you? There is a difference between being nice and being weak. Too many people mistake kindness for weakness, but let me tell you, true strength is not in how much you can endure for others, but in how well you stand firm in who you are. You were not created to be a doormat. You were not placed in this life to simply please everyone while neglecting yourself. You were made with a purpose, with a voice, with value, and it is time to start living like it. Being nice does not mean letting others take advantage of you. It does not mean saying yes when your heart is screaming no. It does not mean giving and giving until there is nothing left of you. That is not kindness, that is self-betrayal. The world has conditioned you to believe that if you just keep being sweet, if you just keep smiling, if you just keep serving others without question, then eventually people will respect you. But respect is not given to those who refuse to stand up for themselves. Think about the times you have let something slide because you didn't want to cause trouble. Think about the times you kept silent when you should have spoken up. Think about the moments when you felt your heart sink because someone took advantage of your kindness, and yet you told yourself, it's okay, I'll just be the bigger person. But what if being the bigger person means refusing to be treated as less? Strength is not found in how much you tolerate. Strength is found in the moment you decide to value yourself enough to set boundaries. It is in the moment you stop bending over backward for those who never even turn around to see if you're okay. It is in the moment you realize that your worth is not determined by how much you can do for others, but by the undeniable fact that you are valuable just as you are. You can be kind and still say no. You can be compassionate and still demand respect. You can be loving and still refuse to be taken for granted. Strength and kindness are not opposites. They go hand in hand. A truly strong person does not allow their kindness to be manipulated. A truly strong person understands that they are not obligated to sacrifice themselves for the comfort of others. So today, make a decision. Choose to be kind, but never at the expense of your own dignity. Choose to be loving, but never in a way that diminishes your worth. Choose to serve, but not as a slave to the expectations of those who will never appreciate your sacrifice. Stand tall, speak up, walk with confidence, because the moment you stop equating niceness with weakness is the moment you step into the strength that was always inside you. You were not created to be stepped on. You were created to stand strong. And when you do, the world will see the difference. There is a trap that many fall into, the trap of trying to please everyone. It starts small, with just one favor, one extra responsibility, one moment of silence when you should have spoken up. But before you know it, your life becomes a cycle of meeting expectations, fulfilling demands, and sacrificing your own needs for the comfort of others. You tell yourself that if you just keep everyone happy, everything will be fine. But deep down, you know the truth. People-pleasing is a never-ending road, and it only leads to exhaustion and emptiness. You were not put on this earth to live according to the demands of others. You were not created to mold yourself into whatever people need you to be at the moment. When you constantly live to please others, you begin to lose yourself. You forget what you want, what you dream of, what makes your heart come alive. You start to believe that your worth is based on how much you can do for people, how much you can give, and how much you can sacrifice. But that is a lie. Your worth is not defined by your ability to meet other people's expectations. Think about the times you have said yes when every part of you wanted to say no. Think about the moments you have stretched yourself thin, taken on more than you could handle, and worn yourself out just to avoid disappointing someone. And what did you get in return? A fleeting moment of approval, a temporary sense of being needed. The truth is, no matter how much you do, it will never be enough for everyone. There will always be another request, another favor, another expectation. And if you are not careful, you will find yourself living a life that is not your own. It is not selfish to put yourself first. It is not wrong to protect your time, your energy, and your peace. If you keep giving and never take the time to refill your own spirit, you will eventually have nothing left to give. And when you are empty, who will pour back into you? Those who have been taking from you will move on to the next person willing to sacrifice themselves. You will be left drained, wondering why you never stood up for yourself when you had the chance. So today, make a decision. Stop saying yes when you mean no. Stop believing that you must earn love and respect by overextending yourself. Stop thinking that your value comes from how much you can do for others. You are already valuable. You are already worthy. You are allowed to put yourself first. You are allowed to choose peace over pressure. You don't have to be everything to everyone. You don't have to meet every demand placed on you. You are not here to be a people pleaser. You are here to live your life fully and unapologetically. And when you do, you will finally find the freedom you have been searching for. There comes a time in life when you must decide what you will allow and what you will no longer tolerate. Too often people walk through life without boundaries, letting others push them, use them, and take advantage of their kindness. They believe that saying no is unkind, that drawing a line is selfish, that standing firm will make others think less of them. But the truth is, without boundaries, you will be pulled in every direction except the one you were meant to go. You cannot live a strong and purposeful life if you allow others to dictate your time, your energy, and your emotions. You cannot be who you were created to be if you are constantly weighed down by obligations you never wanted to take on. Some people will never stop asking, never stop taking, never stop expecting until you decide that enough. Setting boundaries is not about shutting people out. It is about letting the right people in. It is about choosing what aligns with your values, what serves your growth, and what protects your peace. It is not cruel to set limits. It is wise. When you let people know what is acceptable and what is not, you are not being unkind. You are showing them that you respect yourself. And if they cannot respect you in return, then they do not deserve a place in your life. Think about the times you have been drained because you said yes out of obligation. Think about the relationships that have left you exhausted, the commitments that have stolen your joy, the situations where you felt trapped but didn't know how to walk away. How much of your life have you given away simply because you were afraid to disappoint someone? How much of your peace have you sacrificed to keep others comfortable? It is time to stop letting guilt control you. It is time to stop worrying about what people will think if you choose yourself for once. It is time to stop believing that love and approval must be earned by overextending yourself. Real love respects boundaries. Real relationships honor them. Anyone who gets angry at you for setting limits was only benefiting from your lack of them. You are not responsible for how others react to your boundaries. You are responsible for protecting your heart, your mind, and your well-being. You were not put on this earth to be a constant giver with nothing left for yourself. You were not created to be everything for everyone while losing sight of your own needs. So stand firm, speak up, Say no when you need to. Walk away when you must. Set boundaries that guard your heart and protect your peace. Because the moment you decide to value yourself enough to draw the line, your life will change. You will no longer be controlled by the expectations of others. You will be free to live in the fullness of who you were always meant to be. Too many people go through life feeling small, unseen, and unheard. They hold back their thoughts, their dreams, and their opinions because they are afraid of what others might think. They shrink themselves to make others comfortable, staying quiet in moments when they should speak up, staying in the background when they were meant to stand in the light. But you were not created to be silent. You were not designed to go unnoticed. There is a voice inside of you, a power within you, and it is time to let it be heard. How many times have you wanted to say something but swallowed your words instead? How many times have you let someone take credit for your work, dismissed your ideas, or spoken over you? How often have you stayed quiet when your heart was screaming to be bold? This is not the life you were meant to live. The world does not change because of those who remain silent. It changes because of those who have the courage to stand tall and speak truth, even when their voices shake. Fear will tell you to stay quiet. Fear will tell you that if you speak up, people won't like you. Fear will whisper that your voice doesn't matter, that you are not important, that your opinions don't carry weight. But fear is a liar. The only way to break free from it is to speak anyway, to stand your ground, to refuse to let insecurity keep you hidden any longer. You do not need permission to take up space. You do not need validation from others to know that what you have to say is important. The greatest leaders, the strongest warriors, the most impactful people in history were not those who stayed in the background. They were the ones who refused to be ignored, who stood up when everyone else sat down, who spoke when others stayed silent. And now it is your time to do the same. Stop waiting for someone to give you the opportunity to speak. Stop apologizing for having an opinion. Stop hesitating to share your ideas, your dreams, and your vision. You are given a voice for a reason. You are given a mind that thinks, a heart that feels, a spirit that longs to create, to lead, to influence. Do not let fear steal that from you. There is a fire inside of you, a dream, a purpose, a vision that was placed in your heart, not by accident, but by design. And yet too many people let that fire die because they are afraid of what others will say. They hesitate, waiting for permission, waiting for approval, waiting for the right moment to chase after what they truly desire. But the truth is, the right moment will never come. The approval you are waiting for may never arrive. And if you do not take action now, you may spend your life wondering what could have been. You are not created to play small. You are not designed to settle for a life that does not fulfill you. You have dreams for a reason, and those dreams are not meant to stay locked away inside your heart. They are meant to be lived. But too often, fear keeps people stuck. The fear of failure, the fear of judgment, the fear of stepping out and falling short. But fear is nothing more than a prison, and the key to breaking free is simple. Take the first step. Chasing your dreams will not always be easy. There will be obstacles. There will be challenges. There will be voices telling you that you are not good enough, not smart enough, not strong enough. But none of those voices matter. The only voice that matters is the one inside of you, the one telling you to move forward, to fight for what you want, to keep pushing even when the path is difficult. You do not need to ask for permission to go after what sets your soul on fire. You do not need anyone's approval to pursue the life you were meant to live. The people who change the world, the ones who leave a lasting impact, are not the ones who waited for someone to tell them it was okay to dream. They were the ones who stepped out in faith, who took risks, who refused to let fear control them. What if you stopped waiting and started believing? What if you let go of the opinions of others and focused on the purpose that was placed inside of you? What if you stopped making excuses and started taking action? Imagine what your life could look like if you truly went after what you wanted. without fear, without hesitation, without apology. The world needs what you have to offer. Your dreams are not random. They were given to you for a reason. But if you do not take action, they will remain just that, dreams. And one day you may look back and wonder why you let fear hold you back. Do not let that happen. Rise up. Chase your dreams with everything you have. Be bold, be fearless, be relentless. Because when you do, you will not only change your own life, you will inspire others to do the same. And that is what real success looks like. There's a power inside of you that has been there since the beginning, a strength, a fire, a force that does not need permission to exist. But too often, people go through life waiting for approval, waiting for validation, waiting for someone to tell them they are worthy, capable, and enough. But let me tell you something. You do not need permission to be great. You do not need validation to walk in confidence. You do not need approval to step into your purpose. You already have everything you need within you. The only thing missing is your decision to believe it. For too long, you have let the opinions of others shape your choices. You have measured your worth by how people see you, by what they say, by whether they accept or reject you. But people's opinions do not define your value. Their approval does not determine your destiny. You were created with a purpose, and that purpose does not require a permission slip. Think about how many times you have held back because you were afraid of what others might think. Think about the moments when you dimmed your light so that others would not feel uncomfortable. Think about the opportunities you let pass by because you questioned whether you were good enough. And now ask yourself, how much longer will you keep living like this? How much longer will you wait to embrace the power that is already inside you? You do not have to ask for permission to be confident. Confidence is a decision. It is a choice to stand up and say, I am worthy, I am capable, I am enough. It is a decision to stop apologizing for who you are. It is a decision to walk into every room knowing that you belong there. When you understand this, you stop shrinking yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. You stop allowing doubt to control your action. You stop waiting for someone to tell you it is your time, because your time is now. There will be people who do not understand your confidence. There will be people who feel threatened when you stop seeking their approval. That is not your problem. That is a reflection of their own insecurities, not yours. You were not put here to live according to their expectations. You were put here to fulfill the calling that is on your life. So rise up, step boldly into who you were meant to be. Speak with confidence, walk with purpose, take up space. Refuse to shrink, refuse to doubt, refuse to let fear hold you back. You do not need permission to be powerful. You already are. And when you finally realize that, when you step fully into the strength that has been inside of you all along, nothing and no one will be able to stop you. You will walk in victory, not because someone allowed you to, but because you decided to. And that decision will change everything.